Got a Civic in the shop and it's got a broken center console latch. Let's see if we can't get it fixed. This is what we're working on today, an 8th generation Honda Civic. I'll show you what's going on with this thing. You see I didn't even unlatch it. This latch right here doesn't have any spring tension, so it just pops right back up. Even if you try to latch it, I mean, if you just touch it or do anything, it's going to pop up. So let's get this apart and see what's going on. To see what's going on back here, we need to get this cover off. In order to get this cover off, we got 2 screws right here. We'll need a T15's torque to get those out. And then there's some retainers down here, and they're kind of slotted and keyed. So once we get these screws out, we'll just have to kind of pop the cover out this way, and then we can lift it up and out. All right, we'll just get these 2 T15 screws out. There's the first one. And there's the second one. Now, just using a little trim tool, just get behind here, and I just need to grab a hold of it and lift up and out. Whoops, and you can see we're completely broken there. So we definitely got some broken parts, but that's how you get this thing out. You can see those retainers right there, and they're just keyed right into those slots right there. All right, here's our handle. You can see there's a retaining pin that goes all the way through from one side to the other. And we got a little loop right here, and there's supposed to be another little loop right there. And so this would go in like that, and then it would also hook around the loop on this side. It's just a little plastic piece, and that plastic piece that holds this in is broken. And so unfortunately what that means is this whole piece needs to be replaced. Sometimes just this breaks, the plastic on here breaks, but as you can see, a lot of times this breaks also. I'll see if I can find that broken piece, but we're going to have to get this piece right here in order to fix this. All right, I found the broken piece. There it is, just for reference. So let's see, I think it goes just like that. So yeah, it just makes a little loop. And obviously, like this one did, they break off and then it won't hold that handle anymore, so it won't hold it under tension. Now, I already knew this thing was broke, so I ordered both sets of parts, the ones that I figured would fix it. I wanted to have them on hand so that when I took it apart, we could just get this thing fixed. So it's like I said, sometimes the handle breaks and you can buy this little kit. So I got both of these kits cheap on Amazon. These I believe you can buy through Honda if you want. This piece right here, the one that broke on ours, the center sliding piece, I don't believe you can buy just this from Honda. I think you got to buy the whole thing for like 300 bucks. So this was like $30 or $40. So this is definitely much cheaper in order to get our problem fixed. So whatever you run into, one of these should probably fix it. So we're going to obviously be using this to fix it. I think that's the part number. I don't know. But I'll list them in the description, both of these parts. Now, if we look at our new part here, we can look up here. So this is where our rod goes through. And this side over here is where it's broken on our old part. Now, in order to replace our broken part, we're going to have to remove this top piece. So in order to get it out, this retaining pin right here is going to have to come out. So we need to go around the back side and pull this retaining pin out. Now, we're going to have to go around the back side and pry a cover off. This thing is going to pop up and get in our way, seeing as, you know, we took the handle off. So I'm just going to take a little weight. I'm just going to set it there. That'll keep it down out of our way. Okay, from the back side, we have to get this cover off. So to do that, we have to either go from this side or the other side. Let's try right here with a little trim tool. See if we can't get it in there. Pop this thing apart. They're kind of tight. There, it should. Now I just need to work it out all the way around. There we go. And hopefully we didn't break any of them. All right, hopefully you can see there's a little retaining pin right there, right at the end of my finger. We're gonna have to push it that way to pop it out. All right, I'm just gonna use a punch to try to knock it through. All right, hopefully you can see how far it's popped out. Now we just gotta pull it out the rest of the way. A little tight, but you can get it out. And if we look at the pin, the side that we used to punch on has a little bit of a point. like the end of a nail. The other side is kind of pinched off. So that's why we want to pull it out this way towards the driver's side. All right, we can move our weight now. And we should be able to lift this up and out. And we can see that our spring kind of popped out because we took our retaining pin out. Okay, next I'm going to take our handle. This is the original handle that was in the vehicle, and I'm going to install it on our new part. In order to do that, it goes right here like this. I'm going to drive that pin out and then set the handle and the spring in place, and then I'm going to reinsert the pin going this way. Should be able to just kind of set this in place right here. I should mention the spring goes in a little groove like that, and so the spring is going to sit in there like that. As long as you got it right in that little locating pin right there, then you got it in right. And then we'll just slide this through everything. Okay, now we just need to get our new piece swapped over to the old one. So we're going to have to take this apart to get this new one on. To get this off, you can see we have an opening right there, and there's a Torx screw down there. Same thing on this side. And then if we move this back, we can see we got an opening with a Torx screw there and there. So we're going to have to get those 4 out. And these should also be T15s. All right, there's the first one. Let me get the other 3. All right, we should be able to just kind of slide this down and off. Just like that. We got to slide it off this thing. Kind of just rides in the groove right through there. Okay, now we got a screw there, there, and there, so we'll pop those 3 out. And you see it just comes apart. We can take our old one, move it like that, take our new one, and drop it right into place. Hopefully it lines up. Just like that. We got a locator pin right here and right here. So if we line those up, the rest should fall into place, and that should drop our mechanism right into place. All right, we'll put our screws back. Now we just have to try to line this up. I'm going to slide it in there so that this piece, which can kind of be a pain, goes in our mechanism right there, just like that. And then we just gently kind of push it back into place, and then we can get the 4 screws back in. Now if we look right down there, we want to try to get our mechanism lined up with our screw holes. Where are they at? Just like that. So now we can go ahead and get those 2 in. And then we get those 2 in. Well, now that it's all back together, we can go ahead and get it back on the car. Okay, now the fun part. This obviously is going to go down into place, slides down right in about in there. And then we have our spring. Now the spring is not in the correct position, but that spring has to be aligned with the holes, and then our pin is going to go back through everything under tension. So it's a little bit of a balancing act to try to get this all back together. All right, we'll just kind of get things set in place best we can. Come on. And then I'm going to have to I'm gonna reach around, take the pin, we gotta get it going the right way. Just try to get it started. Get it through there and get it through our plastic piece. I'm probably gonna have to go to the other side and really give it a push because this new plastic is probably a little tighter than our old one. But we just gotta get it through and then start getting it through the spring just like that. So we'll have to line the spring up just like this and then get it going through everything. So yeah, I'll reach around back there and try to get it going. Well, I don't know how well that shot came out. That was a little difficult to try to film with the camera and light and everything in my way and try to get all that lined up. But yeah, it's just a balancing act. Line up everything so you can get the pin through the spring and everything else. I'll show you on the other side what it looks like. There's a shot of the pin coming through on this side. And this is what it looks like on this side. This is what I have to do sometimes to get these fancy shots for you. Look at that thing. Okay, I popped the handle out because in my haste, and you were probably yelling at the camera, I didn't position this spring correctly. I forgot to put it inside this little pocket like that. So yeah, when we put it on, if we put it on like that, it'll go up into that pocket. So you can see how I have everything positioned right now. We can just kind of slide it into position. The spring is up into place. And then now all I have to do is just press that over. There, that's much better tension. All right, we'll go ahead and put our cover back in. We just got to make sure these little feet line up. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain getting them to go in properly. And we'll go ahead and get the screws in. Okay, we'll go ahead and get our trim piece back in. I did move the carpet out of the way so that it goes in. There we go. Now, let's see if we actually fixed it. All right, that's good. We got good spring retention. Doesn't come off until you want it to. All right, I think we got a confirmed fix. Well, that's it for this one. And as always, if the video helped you out, you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.